everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to our 4th annual Worldwide Knit, or anything else you want to do with Fiber Day. This year is our first year going virtual thanks to COVID. We are so glad all of you are choosing to spend all or part of your day with us here at Sparkle Studio. And yeah, my arm's not very long, so I can't really quite get both of us in the picture at the same time. So I'm going to turn around now, and we're going to walk into the studio, and I'll give you a brief overview of everything that's going on today. By the way, I am Amy Shelton. This is Nara Clark. And I have not really done too many lives before, so we're just going to have to see how this goes. Now that I am here in the studio, I'm going to take my mask off because Nara and I are in our little close social group in that we don't really go anywhere without a mask. So we can be here together. We are keeping 6 feet apart. So again, welcome to our virtual Worldwide Knit or crochet or weave or spin or felt or dye or sew or anything you want to do with Fiber Day. Thank you again for being with us. I want to just give you a brief overview of what's going to happen in the event group today. I'm looking at my laptop right now. We will have several live videos throughout the day, and everything I'm going to give you is in Central Time because that's where we are here in Alabama. So at 11 o'clock, we will have Wayfaring Yarns Designs with us, and they are going to give us a demo on how you can easily and inexpensively dye yarn at home for yourself so you can get exactly what you want. At 11:30 Central Time, we will be joined by Sweater Sisters Designs. At noon, Tika Bags will join us. At 1, we will have Goth Farm Yarn. And at 2, we will have Rain's Obsessive Stitchery. And that is Rain Pope, a very good friend of ours. So she's actually going to be joining us here in the studio because she's only about an hour and a half away from us up in Nashville. And then at 4:30, we will come back on with a live video and just do a general closing, make sure we announce again all the door prize winners throughout the day. And in the afternoon, depending on what's going on in our group with chats and discussions and everything, if there's time, I may come back on and just do a little brief tour around Low Mill for you. Our studio is located in an old restored cotton and weaving mill that was originally built back in 1901. And it's a really unique place, and there are over 150 different artist studios here. So I'd like to show you some of our favorite places around, and I highly encourage anyone who's within driving distance to come make a weekend trip out of it and experience the mill for yourself once we can all be a little bit safer when we're out in public. So right now, let's see, let me go turn around and look at my list of things I need to cover for you. One thing, we have quite a few door prizes we will be giving out throughout the day. All the photos aren't listed in our photo area yet. I'll be uploading some of those a little bit later. And we have a Google form where we're asking you to provide your Facebook name and an email address so that whoever is donating that door prize can get in touch with you to get your mailing address and send it to you. A couple of people have said as they try to access that form, Google is asking them for all sorts of information. So that shouldn't be happening. If it happens to you, just find our door prize thread here in the group and just leave a comment in there, and we'll make sure you get entered into the door prize drawings. We'll combine everything together, and we'll be doing random drawings throughout the day. You don't have to be here in the group to win one of the prizes. If we select your name, you win whether you're here at that time or not, and somebody will contact you via email. Let's see, the next thing, we also have some COVID crochet along and knit alongs going on in here that you can find over on the side of the group. We've found cute little COVID stuffy patterns for both crochet and knit in case you would like to make yourself one to remember this event by. And also, speaking about remembering the event, we have t-shirts and tote bags available for $15 each. One of our good friends here at the mill designed the graphic for us, and our friends also here at the mill, Green Pea Press, are printing them for us. The t-shirts and tote bags, it is a pre-order campaign. We have to sell a total of 24 items, and then they will print everything, and you can either have them ship it to you or arrange for it to be picked up here at Sparkle Studio. And I think the design is just really, really cute, and it does feature knitting and crochet. The sheep is holding the crochet hooks, wanting that alpaca to switch over from knitting and put some crochet into that item. So we have that. We also have a section here in the group that is called Celebrate Your Work. When we do our in-person event, we don't like calling it a fashion show because a lot of people get concerned and a little shy, embarrassed, and don't want to get up in front of people because I don't look like a model, I don't know how to walk like a model, and so we take the focus off of that by calling it Celebrate Your Work. And it includes anything you have made that you would like to show off. And since we can't actually do a walking around fashion show, Celebrate Your Work show here today, we've got some albums set up. So feel free to show off whatever you would like to show us that you've made. Feel free to share a link or the name of a pattern, the designer, what yarn you used. This is also a great way for people to get ideas for future projects they may want to make. The only request we have is due to copyright and trademark issues, which are really near and dear to my heart since I do design crochet patterns from time to time. We ask that please don't post things made that feature popular characters, sports teams, anything, unless you've used an actually officially licensed pattern. And if you have any questions about that, you're welcome to send us a private message, and we'll let you know if what you need to want to post is, fits our rules or not. And we aren't doing that to be hard-nosed or mean or anything. It's just we try to respect all of intellectual property laws. Another thing we're doing, which will be harder for people who aren't really local to us, but we are doing a stash swap also in one of our albums. You are welcome to post photos of anything in your stash that you would just like to donate to somebody else. It is fine with us if you ask the recipient to pay you for shipping, or you can choose to pay the shipping yourself. If you say local pickup to wherever you are, then whoever wants to get it, you all can arrange your own arrangements to get everything swapped out in person safely as possible. Let's see, I did the video schedule, and the last thing I want to mention is please feel free to start your own discussion threads here in the group. We will try and start some things throughout the day. We'll be interacting with everybody, but we want you to interact with each other as well. This is for you to have fun today. That's what we want to do, is really give everybody an opportunity throughout the day to have fun and talk with each other. Since we can't be together in person, we'll just try to do this virtually online. And sorry, I have not been reading all the comments that have come through. I've been focusing on getting all this information out to you. I think Nara's over on the other side trying to respond to anything that actually really needs a response, any questions. We hope you're going to have a lot of fun today. And let me get up now and I'll walk you through our studio. So I'm going to try and move slowly so that I am not giving y'all vertigo, making you dizzy, fall over, do anything crazy like that. Okay, so I'm walking back to our front door so I can show you things as you would see it. So now I'm going to try to swap my camera around and see what happens. Okay, it worked. So as you come in the door, and yes, this is very close because my back is up against the door right now. So we have our Sparkle Studio banner that hangs on the wall, that whenever we're doing a fiber art show. This hangs in our booth somewhere. Then we have just our little rack of cool little things. Let's see, and then right in front of me, one of the things we here at Sparkle and at Low Mill, there is a company called Piper and Leaf Artisan Tea Company, and everybody loves their tea. They also sell quart size and pint size mason jars, and if you get one of those, which of course has their branding on it, they will refill that for you at the same price as just a much smaller plastic cup if you go in there. So people who come to the mill all the time are generally carrying the tea jars around with them. The problem is they're glass, they're full of ice. It gets hot here in Alabama in the summer, even inside, and those things drip, drip, drip everywhere. So we make tea cozies or jar cozies so that you can carry them around with you and they're not dripping on everything, and you don't have to worry about getting droplets on somebody's art and buying something you weren't prepared to buy right that day. As we keep coming in, we're going to go back behind there, and we have our weaving area on this side wall. We carry shacked products, so we have Cricut looms and heddles and weaving books, and then again back along the wall we have tapestry loom. We have a whole bunch of inkle looms that are not made by Shack, they're made by some independent people for us, as well as our triangle looms. And then watch out, I'm going to show you Amanda. She is our mannequin who very often sits outside our door, and there's something just not quite right about her. She looks like an adult, but she's shorter than most adults are, so she unsettles people a lot. So we try to keep her with a hat on and clothes on and sunglasses, and right now she is wearing a mask, courtesy of COVID. Let's see if I keep coming around here. We have our stand of finished items that we have made. There are some knit hats, some woven hats, some, let's see, various shawls all along here. There we go. It's sort of hard to see everything I'm trying to show you since I've also got comments that people are making. And I'm going to keep coming around the rack. And then we have a flip loom, other things that have been woven, pillows, a purse, tote bag. And then there are lots of these poles all around the mill. And because they are original and this is a historic building, we cannot change those, but we can put things around them and cover them up. So right now I'm showing you a whole bunch of woven pieces. A good friend of ours had this studio space before us, Sarah Darrow. Goodness, I've known this woman for years, and yes, I'm having a brain drain here right now. But when she was here, she had a Sayori weaving studio, and these were little strips, just students made, and they got put along here. So this is our connection to the past and keeps our friend in our mind. The next thing we have over here is a nice big floor loom. Nara is our floor loom weaver. Say hi again, Nara. Hi. So it's really great that we're able to fit this in here, because I personally have no desire to do anything on a floor loom, which is great. I work with all the people who want to do rigid heddle. Nara can work with everybody who wants to do the floor loom stuff. And the floor loom is, you can do beautiful, complicated things that I love, but I need my stuff done faster than that. So we complement each other very, very well. And then I'm going to turn around, and we have our back window that looks out into the rest of the mill down a big hallway. But right now we have some things on the table sort of blocking your view. This is our nice big work table. We hold classes here. We work on our own projects here. So you never know when you come in here what you might see us working on. And then we have 2 mannequins that are wearing some crocheted garments that I've made using Jenny King's Get Squared system. It's a fabulous system for making crochet clothes that you know are going to fit you. So if you have any questions about that, start a thread, leave a comment somewhere. I'll be happy to answer all your questions. And then if we keep coming down this wall, we have another Sparkle Studio logo, and I'm going to brag on my daughter for a minute. She's in the middle of a PhD program in biomedical sciences, pathology, studying brain cancer, and last summer and fall she spent I do not know how many hours putting 200-something thousand tiny little diamond painting pieces together to make my logo for me, and gave it to me as a Christmas present. So I have to show that off to everybody. I just can't believe she spent that much time, but she said that was her decompression. I'm like, okay, that would make me crazy having to be that precise with it, but I love it. And then coming on down the wall, this is our sewing area where we make face masks, which I'll tell you about a little later, and where we make all of our jar cozies. We've actually done a couple of projects for NASA subcontractors who needed things sewn in small quantities for bids they were putting together for NASA. So it's really neat to be able to call ourselves NASA subcontractors. And if I keep coming around, there's our doorway into our loft area that is 3 steps up to another floor. So we call ourselves the only, what is it?
2-story.
The only 2-story studio in Low Mill. Granted, it's not a very big step up to the 2nd story, but hey, you know. Then we have our little work area in the back. We have a free coffee station, tea station. If you ever can join us in person and COVID has all gone away, we always have coffee, tea, and water available for everyone. If I keep coming around, we have our alpaca fiber buffet. Dyed fiber that you can buy and take home and spin into yarn, or use it in felting projects. I have a big project on the 5-foot triangle loom here. Now I'm going to go back around, and our little display here just has various things. Yes, a Minecraft sheep. Different stuff here. Let's walk around. Then we have beads and miscellaneous things, power scour and fiber wash from Unicorn. And then we have our implement hanging rack back here. We have stitch markers that Nara has made here in the studio, crochet hooks, knitting needles, and then our sort of little junky area back there because we took a whole bunch of stuff home when we left the studio in March, and we're just now getting it set back up ready to reopen again to the public. Here we have our rack that we have dryer balls, and we'll talk about dryer balls later in a thread where we have partnered with Alabama's only certified dairy sheep farm. They make a whole bunch of fabulous cheeses, and we get their full clip of fleeces and turn them into dryer balls for them and us. And they are fleeces that would make horrible, rough, scratchy yarn, but they make fabulous dryer balls and are great. The fiber is wonderful for felting. Down at the very bottom is a back of drawstring bags I took home with me that need to come back up on this rack. And then the fun stuff, the yarn. So we have some sari silk yarn. We also do some weaving classes for little children on the little potholder looms, so we have supplies there. Next, we have Rain's Obsessive Stitchery yarn. We have a whole bunch of her yarn here in the studio. She will be with us this afternoon, showing you a whole bunch of this stuff more close up. We also have a small selection of zigzag by interlacements that our customers love for weaving with especially, but it also works up incredibly well whether you knit or crochet with it. And then just under that, the brown colored yarn is from Bucksnort Alpaca Ranch here just outside of Huntsville. It is yarn that is all made here in Alabama. The alpacas are raised on a ranch just outside of Huntsville, and the yarn is processed and spun at a mill here in Alabama. And then we have some other yarn that is bulky alpaca, and the purple is llama, I believe. Then we have our book section, which is mainly crochet books. We do have a few knitting books tucked in there as well. Some bulky yarn, Sugar Bush Chill that we used last year. It's very similar to Malabrigo Rasta, but the colors are quite different. When we used that when we ran out of all of our Rasta, and people kept wanting to buy hats and shawls made out of a nice thick yarn for winter time. And then we have a couple of American Girl dolls wearing crocheted garments. We can help teach young girls who want to make doll clothes how to do that in crochet or knit. And then our front cabinet. And there's our Worldwide Knit in Public Day banner that we display every year at this event. And our front window. And we have a tree that has some prosperity ornaments on it at the moment, as well as a couple of handmade alpaca and sheep ornaments that we do here in the studio. Another of our friends laser cuts the wood for us, and then we paint them and spin the yarn and attach the yarn. So totally handmade here in the studio. And now I'm going to walk you up into our loft area. This place is so fabulous. We love it so much. This is where we host our weekly sit and stitch when we're able to all get together like that. And it's just a cozy little place. It's like an enchanted woodland cottage in the middle of the forest. So let me come up the steps here. And our doors here in Low Mill tend to be these just basic boring brown ones. So we like to cover them in fabric and make them pretty and sparkly, and oftentimes the fabric has sparkles on it. I think this one does not. And then we just tape it in the back, because usually our doors are open and nobody really sees this ugly back stuff. So, but we've got all sorts of little ivy around this, and as we come around, we have another little window in here, and we have some fairy lights, and this is supposed to, oh, it's coming down again. I need to hang that back up properly. Hide that little, whatever that is behind there, our dividing wall. And more, everything in here is just so soothing and lovely. We love spending time in here. We have a nice big reference library that customers are welcome to look through while they're here visiting with us. Everything from knitting, crochet, weaving, spinning, felting, dyeing, who knows what you're going to find in there. Pattern making for sewing that you can also use for designing knitting and crochet patterns. Then we have our back wall here, which is a little cobblestone wall. We have a TV up here so we can have private events. North Alabama is also part of Tornado Central at times during the summer and fall, even in the spring. So we've got a little digital TV antenna so that when there is bad weather, we can turn it on and we know exactly what might be coming for us. And we have a fake fireplace that's not quite finished yet. Nara has a big cauldron-like thing that we're going to bring in, so it will be like an old-timey fireplace. And then we just have more things in the corner and another couch. Let's see. And then more greenery, just to try and make it sort of a magical place in here where you want to come hang out with friends and sit and stitch and just enjoy yourself. And Robin, no, we have absolutely zero Malabrigo Rasta in stock right now. As the summer goes on, I'm going to be contacting Malabrigo. What we had in the past, we sort of lucked into from someone who was destashing a ton of it. And I mean, well over 100 skeins, I think. So we bought all of that back from her and sold it, used it to make stuff for sale, and it is gone. And it did so well that I'm going to be contacting Malabrigo and hope to be a dealer for them before too much longer. And then, yes, we hope we can bring in lots of Rasta and some of their other yarns. So if there are other Malabrigo yarns you would like us to carry, leave a comment. Let us know what they are. But Rasta is just amazing. We love it. And we just love Malabrigo's colors. Alrighty, now I'm going to turn this around back to me. Okay, so I think that's all I have right now to show you here. I want to thank all of our other businesses who are showing up today and spending time with us, offering you special deals, just showing you what they've got. I cannot wait to see this dyeing demo coming up at 11 o'clock Central Time. So please make sure you're here and watch that. And I know not everybody's going to be able to be here with us all day long from 10 until 5 o'clock. That's okay. All the videos will be here. So if you miss one, do not worry. They will be up here permanently so you can watch everything. And if any of these businesses are offering specials, they'll be good for a week through next Saturday. So you don't have to make an immediate decision to rush right out and purchase anything from them today. So if you watch the video at a later date, no problem. And as far as that goes, we are offering 10% off anything purchased on our website today. You will need the coupon code, which is all capital letters, WWKIP 2020. And I'm going to make a post in a little bit and I can't speak. Make a post with that, so in case you forget what I said or I wasn't very clear, you'll be able to see it, and that will also be good for a week. And unfortunately, not everything we have here in the studio is on our website, because before COVID came along, we weren't really set up for online sales. So we're slowly but surely trying to get everything online. So thank you everybody for being here with us today. I can't wait to turn this thing off so I can actually talk to you and interact instead of me just here yak, 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 yak. So thank you again. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to turn this thing off, and I will be with you online in the group. Thanks again. Bye.